So I'm from Jamaica. My name is Dwayne Chambers. I work at the TLC, and basically I took the SATs when I was in Jamaica. I'm born and raised in Jamaica, and then I came to college in the United States. And so I did my college and I majored in mathematics and engineering. And then after college I worked for a little bit, and then I went and did my PhD in mathematics. And then after my PhD, my wife and I were trying to find out where we wanted to live. So we spent a lot of time praying about it and looking at different places across the country that we thought we could live in. And we decided that we'd love to live in Tacoma. And so we applied for a position. I applied for this position, and she applied for a job at UPS, the small liberal arts college. And we both got it, and now here we are.
So was there any obstacle like to apply to your PhD and even to college?
There's a couple of obstacles. One, I didn't know how expensive applying to graduate school would be. And it turns out for graduate school PhD programs in the sciences, they're free. I mean, they actually pay for your tuition, and they usually give you either a TA, a teaching assistant position, or a research assistant position. And so not only do you get your tuition paid for, but you also get a salary as you're studying. I didn't know about that until maybe 4 years after I graduated. Most people know about it, but I don't really think about it. And then the other thing is, I was on an H-1B visa after I graduated, which is a visa for working in the States. And so once I graduated and I was working, it was hard to switch from that visa back to a student visa. So that was a big obstacle.
Was there like a leader in your mind or somebody who pushed you like behind to be somebody else in the future, or like?
I think in particular I've had one friend who's a pastor who is a mentor for me, and he's really just really helped make me make bold decisions. So what is it that I want to do in life? What is it that I'm meant to do in life? When I was applying to graduate school, I'm really disorganized, and I had one friend who was very organized. And so when I was doing the application, I wanted to do an application to 6 graduate schools. And if it was just me, those applications would never have gotten done. But I had one friend who came over to my house, put everything in folders. And so he organized everything for me and then said, what are the things that you need for each of these applications? And he wrote a list on each of those folders. And when I did them, I would check them. And so I just followed his plan, and he really kind of pushed me, and that helped me apply successfully to graduate school.
So what did you know now that you wish you know before, like when you were our age?
I think when I was your age, I thought once I graduated college that I had to have the rest of my life figured out. So once I graduated college, I felt like the next decision that I made was going to be what I was going to do forever. And it didn't turn out that way. It turns out that once you graduate college, there's still a lot more things. It's very rare that you make one decision and that turns out to be your life forever. So after college, I worked in the IT department at my college. When I was in grad school, I worked at a church. And then I worked doing special projects for an IT department in California. And then I taught mathematics. And so I did a whole lot of different things. And it just turned out that life was not as maybe complicated, like where you felt like you just have to figure it out and you have to make the perfect decision. I realized that I don't have to make the perfect decision. The other thing that I thought that I really wish I'd learned is to not be afraid of failure. If you're afraid of failure, then you won't try. And if you don't try, then that's almost for sure a failure. Not being afraid of failure frees you up to try, being free to try frees you up to actually succeed. So.
I was about actually to come up with a question, how did you define success?
You know, there were a group of 4 students that came up to me and asked me that question last night as I was leaving the TLC. They asked me, how do I define success? And I get the feeling they're doing that for a class. Hopefully it's not the same class, but if it is for the same class, hey guys. I define success as doing what you are meant to do. I really believe if you are doing what you are designed to do, therein really lies success.
If you have a piece of advice for our generation, what would it be?
My best piece of advice is to major in the majors and minor in the minors. Basically, the things that you believe are most important in life, to put good focus on those. So I would say put the most energy in the things that are most important. So I've been here a year and a half, and I feel like, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm just getting started. When am I getting started? I'm not completely sure, but I definitely don't feel like I've reached. If I felt like I had reached, then I think the next thing would be deaf. I work in the TLC here at this campus, and I'd really love to continue to help make the TLC a really important part of this campus, a place where people can really get help in subject areas, but also really get confidence to know that they can do subject areas. Another thing that I would really love to do is, my wife and I still do work with the church. And so I think one of the real things that, as a part of a church, we really want people to know is that people are loved. To let them know that their lives matter. And that's more than just saying Black Lives Matter, to let people know that lives matter.